Good afternoon, everybody, and thank you for joining us. We are about to begin the Men's College World Series press conference for Virginia. We are currently joined by Zach Geloff. If you have questions for Zach, you can go ahead and use the raise hand function. When you are called upon, please go ahead and state your full name and affiliation since we cannot see you. Zach, why don't you open it up by just giving us a brief statement about what it means to be in Omaha this year?
Man, with everything that's been going on this past year, it makes it even more special. But just being here with the group of guys that we have, and the coaching staff, and every member of this team, it's just something special, and it's something I've dreamed of since I was a little kid. And wearing the V saber across my chest, it means everything. So I'm just excited to be here.
Thanks so much. We'll go to questions now. The first question is from Bennett. Bennett, please go ahead.
Hey, Zach, Bennett Conlon with Daily Progress. Brian O'Connor's been to Omaha a bunch. I was curious just what kind of advice he's giving you guys about what it's going to be like to compete on this stage.
He said a good amount. Obviously, 2015 winning it all, but it just comes down to, the little things. Obviously everyone's good here, and we all deserve to be here. But at the end of the game, it's just going to be who executes the most, and that'll be the winner.
Thank you. Let's go next to Preston. Preston, please go ahead.
Hey, Zach, Preston Will with CBS 19. How do y'all just kind of move past like the initial awe of Omaha and just kind of get down to business these next few days?
I think it's really important to have fun and enjoy it. I think this week is awesome, being the College World Series, but at the end of the day, you're here to win this thing. So not being too serious, but just knowing that this is this is for the national championship, but having fun doing it is really important as well.
Thank you. Our next question will come from Bill. Bill, please go ahead.
You know that your coach is from the area, but has he ever told you which person he is on that iconic statue outside? Do you know anything about that?
I've heard, and I think I've seen which one he's supposed to be, but I don't know if he likes necessarily talking about it all the time. So I haven't really asked anyone about it, but we were goofing around when we were taking pictures in front of the stadium, for sure.
All right, we'll go to Damon with the next question. Damon, please go ahead. Damon, if you want to go ahead and unmute your mic, you can ask your question.
Sorry about that. Can you hear me now?
Yep.
Zach, hey, Zach, it's Damon from Cavs Corner. We've talked about it in the past, about how you were out there playing in that tournament. You got to see UVA play in the College World Series in 2014. I know obviously that was where this all started for you. From that perspective, how special is it to get to Omaha now this year?
Man, it's something special. I mean, especially with this group of guys and all that we've been through and together. In 2014, obviously that's when I was here in Omaha watching the College World Series, and that's when I knew I wanted to be a Virginia Cavalier, and to get us back on track in this program and making the tournament, and then not only that, but winning the regional and then super regional, and now being here. It's something special. Definitely gonna have fun doing it, but we, the end goal is to win this thing, so we're gonna try our best to do that.
Thank you so much. Are there any additional questions for Zach? If so, please use the raise hand function, and we will get to those quickly. Jeff, go ahead with your question.
Hey, Zach, this is Jeff White from VirginiaSports.com. You came in with Nick Kent. He's a local kid. Have you used him, or did you use him at all as a resource for where to go in Charlottesville, what to do, things like that?
You're saying when I first got to UVA?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, definitely. Nick was kind of like my best friend on the field. Obviously, both played like every day. So just going through, there's different relationships on this team, and me and him, I think like the bond we have is special. Just, setting a goal freshman year to, get Virginia back in the tournament. And we did that, obviously with everyone else included, but it's just kind of special with, the few bonds that different people have on this team. It makes it, really special. So really happy about it.
We'll do one last check of questions for Zach. If there are any, please raise your hand at this time. And I'm not seeing any other hands. So Zach, thank you so much for joining us. We greatly appreciate it and best of luck.
Thank you so much. I appreciate it.
Thank you. We will be joined shortly by Andrew Abbott. If you have questions for Andrew, please use this time to go ahead and raise your hand. We're now joined by Andrew Abbott from the Virginia baseball team. Andrew, if you could give us a quick statement about making it to Omaha, and then we'll move to questions.
Yeah, this has been a dream for all of us college athletes, definitely in baseball. But, you know, it's very important to sit back and just reflect on the season and how far we've come as a team, and just be grateful that we have great coaches that have been here before, teaching us how to get here and then enjoying it while we're here. So.
All right, we'll go to questions now. We have first one from Preston. Preston, go ahead.
Hey, Andrew, Preston Willett with CBS 19. Zach talked about it just a second ago, but just how do y'all move past kind of the shock and awe of, you know, being in Omaha and kind of realizing the path like you just talked about to now getting down to business and preparing for a game on Sunday? Yeah,
it's important to reflect and, you know, learn from what we've come from, definitely from the regional and from super regional, playing those great teams, South Carolina ODU and Dallas Baptist. And, you know, relying on our coaches, Coach O'Connor, Coach Kirby, Coach Mack, and earlier in my career here, Coach Kuhn, who've been here and know what you have to do to win this thing. And, you know, Coach O'Connor started the week off by saying the objective was to get to Omaha. Now that we're here, the objective is to win it. So that's what our motto has been this week.
Thank you. Our next question will come from Bennett. Bennett, please go ahead.
Hey, Andrew. Bennett Conlon with the Daily Progress. You mentioned the coaches having been here before. What kind of advice have they given you about this stage and what it takes, especially early in the tournament, to get settled in and have success?
Yeah, as of what Zach was going off of earlier, it was, you know, based off execution, the team that executes the most is going to win. And he also said, you know, take it by stride, moment by moment, because this is the pinnacle. This is the top of the mountain for us as college athletes in baseball. So, you know, enjoy it while you're here and make sure that you do.
Go to Damon with the next question. Damon, go ahead.
Hey, Andrew, it's Damon from Cavs Corner. As a guy who grew up in Virginia watching previous teams get to Omaha, not just, you know, getting there, but getting this program back to Omaha after the kind of drought that's gone on the last few years, how important you to be a part of that?
Yeah, it's been the best way to describe it is we started off slow and now we've turned the corner. You know, being a part of those teams under Oak that didn't reach the postseason, it definitely fueled the fire for, you know, this year and years to come to set the UVA standard again. I think it's just important to, you know, be thankful and enjoy every moment that has come, and the adversity we face will help us down the road.
All right, we'll go next to Bill. Bill Stekis, go ahead with your question.
Okay, I know you guys got to be all business, but just real quickly, Coach is down to earth and doesn't like to talk about that statue out front, but he's one of those guys. Doesn't that mean something that's just crazy for you guys?
Yeah, I mean, it's pretty fun to have the coach that's in that statue, definitely outside of the TD Ameritrade. You know, watching this game and watching the College World Series growing up, it means a lot to finally be here and to see it in person and to know that your coach is one of them. That's definitely exciting. He doesn't like to boast about it, but, you know, we all knew he was a part of it. So we all just kind of, when we showed up yesterday for pictures, we just, you know, said a quick little word to him and he laughed. And, you know, it's important to be happy and enjoy these moments.
Thank you.
Are there any additional questions at this time? Looks like we have a follow-up from Bennett. Go ahead.
Yeah, Andrew, I was curious, just getting to this stage, you mentioned how much it means. Have you had like a wow, I've made it to Omaha moment, whether it's looking at the ballpark or anything like that, where you've really realized that you've made it to this stage?
I mean, there was two that stick out. One, it was winning the Super Regional and knowing that you've got here and you're wearing the hat that says Omaha bound. That was, pretty cool and, lost for words when that happened. And then showing up here first day and, seeing the park and, seeing the atmosphere and doing media and all that kind of stuff it's been really exciting. I mean, you don't really know what to expect first time coming here, and it's been all it's been very fun. So definitely very thankful to be here.
All right, Andrew, it looks like that was the last question. So thank you again for joining us today and best of luck.
Thank you.
We will be joined shortly by head coach Brian O'Connor. In the meantime, if you would like to raise or lower your hand for questions for Coach O'Connor, we will get started shortly. Thank you. We'd like to welcome Virginia head baseball coach Brian O'Connor to join us today. Coach O'Connor, if you could give us a brief opening statement about making it back to Omaha, then we will open it up to questions from the media.
Absolutely. I'm thrilled to bring this team back to Omaha for the College World Series. As you all know, the last time we were in Omaha, we were fortunate enough to play the last game and win it in 2015. It's just really, really excited for these guys in this uniform to be back here. Many of the players that wear our uniform committed to us, within a year or two after us winning the national championship. So they all came to the University of Virginia with belief and dreams that this was a reality, is to get to play in Omaha, and now that has come to fruition for them. So I'm excited for the players. Our staff has had the opportunity to coach games in this World Series, but it's these young men's first opportunity. So I'm elated for them and looking forward to Sunday and getting a chance to compete.
Thank you, Coach. Just a reminder to the media, if you have questions, please use the raise hand function. And when you are called upon, please state both your name and affiliation for us. Let's go ahead and open it up with Bennett. You can go ahead and ask your question.
Hey, Coach. Bennett Conlon with the Daily Progress. I was curious from your perspective, having been to Omaha a bunch as a coach and a player, how much of finding success, especially in the early games, comes down to maybe shaking off the nerves and settling in just to the scene and atmosphere of Omaha?
Well, Bennett, I think there's something to your question for sure, that, this is a different environment. Everybody talks about it. You play all year long, but this is a different situation. You get off the bus today on practice day, and there's kids that want to get their picture taken with the players, and obviously the media attention, the vastness of the ballpark and the amount of people and things like that. It's different, but also too, reality sets in that this is the final step, right? You're in the final 8 for a chance to win a national championship. So we've talked to a lot of our guys already about what they can expect in Omaha, how they're feeling right now. We'll continue to do that as the days push on, and I believe by the time Sunday at 1 o'clock hits, our guys will be relaxed and excited to play in this World Series. That said, I'll tell you, this team, we were a 3 seed in the regional. There wasn't many people that really believed, probably other than the men in our dugout, that this could happen. So they should go out there loose, excited, and with nothing to lose, and look forward to seeing that.
Thank you. We'll go to Bill Stekis with the next question. Bill, go ahead.
Yeah, you are a very serious coach, and you got to be. But I'm wondering if you could just take a moment to talk about the statue. I know you're uncomfortable with that, and I'm uncomfortable asking because of that. But which one are you, and what does that mean to you, that iconic statue has you and those Creighton players?
Well, Bill, thanks. I appreciate it. I'm the one to the far right. At least that's what I'm told. Hey, it's neat. It was at the old ballpark at Rosenblatt that I grew up in. Right, and then it obviously was moved over here to TD Ameritrade. There's a long backstory that's been well documented about how this came about. But I'll tell you, it's an honor, it's a privilege to be able to come back to Omaha. I come back quite often because my parents live here, but, as we came in before practice today, I had a chance for my family to come over here and get a picture in front of that iconic statue that, everybody thinks of when you think of Omaha and the College World Series. So, it's a privilege, that you're somehow attached to this event. It's been well documented how I grew up in the old stadium down the street at Rosenblatt and went to many, many games. And so it's just fortunate to be a part of the World Series. That said, again, like I started off, it's about these young men. It's their experience. I've had this experience. Don't get me wrong, I'm excited to be here and looking forward to competing. But it's about them and their opportunity here in Omaha.
Thank you. Let's go next to Damon for a question. Damon, go ahead.
Hey, Brian, it's Damon from Cavs Corner. Talking to Chris Newell the other day, he seems to have a pretty good perspective on how this season has unfolded for him. How much do you think he's learned from some of the struggles he's encountered throughout this year, and how important has he still been to this team, even if he hasn't necessarily had the year he kind of expected?
Well, Damon, I'll say this about Chris Newell. We would not be here in Omaha without Chris Newell. He is an exceptional center fielder. If not the best, one of the best out there. His ability to cover ground, that catch he made in the Super Regional, that ball gets out of the ballpark. It's a 3-1 game. Dallas Baptist has momentum on their side, so he has continued to step up for this team. Sure, maybe offensively he hasn't achieved what everybody else thought he should achieve, but this process and development of a baseball player, it's continuous. He has shown growth in areas, and I'm proud of him. I'm proud of him that he's got a chance to roam center field here at TD Ameritrade. And Chris Newell will get better because he's going to work at it. He's going to stick to it. He's learning, and his best days from an offensive standpoint are coming. And I'm so glad that he's wearing our uniform, and he's a great kid that represents our university the right way, and I believe in him.
Thank you, Coach. Let's go next to Preston with a question. Preston, go ahead.
Hey, Coach. Preston Will with CBS 19. Just in your experience, when do you expect that switch to flip from, the initial getting to Omaha to now, all right, we have a game to go out there and win on Sunday?
Well, today's a big day. Today's a big day because today's practice day. They had a chance to go in the stadium for an hour. To take BP, see live balls off the bat. We did a little drill when we first got out there where our outfielders were throwing to bases, and immediately, somebody's not in the right place as a relay man. And it gives me an opportunity to talk to them, which I did, about focus, right? That the game still is played between these white lines. And all the noise, the vastness of the stadium, the magnitude of the event, which is like nothing they've ever experienced before. That is what it is, and you got to manage it and handle it. But when we talk about competition between the white lines, the game is the same. So I need you to be focused and locked in. Your team needs you when we're practicing or when the game is played. And the only way they learn that is to have experience, and they're doing that as the days go on. And I believe in this team because I know where this team has come from, and they won't back down, and they'll be ready to roll.
Let's go next to Jeff for a question. Jeff, go ahead.
Hey, Brian, this is Jeff White, VirginiaSports.com. When you think back to 2009, how much more prepared do you feel now as a head coach to take your team here? than you did that first time, even though you'd been to Omaha as a player and assistant coach? Is there anything that can prepare you for it as a head coach until you've done it?
There's not much. You know, I've been blessed, Jeff, as you know, to be here as a player and be here as an assistant coach with Notre Dame under Paul Maneri, and have that experience. And then, you know, came here in 2009 as a, 30-something-year-old head coach that was actually playing his mentor, as you remember. We played LSU in that opening game of 2009. And so it's been a learning growth experience for me here as the head coach in the first 4 times. One, Jeff, most importantly, is with my family and my wife's family here, is just managing time, right? Managing expectations away from this team. And I'll tell you, I learned the hard way from the first time in 2009 and got better at that over the last 3 trips. That and really about the team. How much do you let them just fully enjoy the experience, which we do, but to rein it in a little bit and concentrate on what I call that focus that they need to have when it's work time. And so, as we continue to push along, we'll share that with those guys and to give them the best possible experience. But it's been learned over experience being here in Omaha.
All right, we have time for just a couple more questions. If you do have a final question for Coach, please raise your hand. Let's go next to Damon. Go ahead.
Hey, Brian, do you have a starting pitching plan for Sunday yet?
I do. Andrew Abbott will start for us on Sunday at 1 o'clock against Tennessee. He's obviously been our Friday night guy all year, and he's excited for the opportunity to expand on that, Damon. I'm thrilled for all the guys, right? But here's Andrew Abbott that made this commitment to come back to the University of Virginia after the draft last year, and he's worked so hard to put him in this situation to have this opportunity on Saturday. And I trust and I believe with every fiber of my body that he will go out there and be prepared and be poised to get us off to a great start.
All right, we'll do one final question from Bennett. Go ahead, Bennett.
Your team won the regional and super regional away from Charlottesville. Obviously, the ACC tournament in the last weekend series was in Boston. How valuable is that, just getting used to that road routine and finding success consistently away from Charlottesville?
Well, Bennett, I think there's something to it. We've taken different paths to get here in Omaha, to our previous 4 trips, twice through Charlottesville and twice through other venues. They're all special, but there's something to getting out of your comfort zone and winning it on the road, which we did the last 2 weeks. I feel like we've lived out of a suitcase the last 4 weeks with Boston, Charlotte, and then Columbia for 2 weeks. So, our guys are used to it. They're trained that way. We got a consistent routine, Bennett, that, what time we get up in the morning, what time breakfast is, what time do we expect them in the rooms. And they've been on that solid routine for about 4 weeks. I believe in routines. I think it's really, really important for high-level elite performance, and our guys are used to it. So hopefully that continues to serve us well.
Thank you, Coach, for your time today. We greatly appreciate you joining us and answering all these questions, and we wish you the best of luck.
Thank you.